We'll have the next presentation given by Petri Leskinen from Aalto University. Petri will tell us about relational knowledge discovery based on Wikipedia links.
Okay, hello, I'm Petri Leskinen, doctoral candidate from Aalto University and from Helsinki University in Finland. I will be talking about my project of discovering links based on the Wikipedia pages relating to the InTaVia people. Okay. Yes. I will explain something about the concept or the background of this idea. I will represent some preliminary results of the data analysis made on the results. We will have a look at some work in progress, as well as I will point out some guidelines for future work. Okay, generally the idea of using Wikipedia was very similar as what Angel just represented for us. I have been using the Wikipedia information also in one earlier project in Finland called AcademySampo, which was a student register of students in the Royal Academy of Turku as well as in University of Helsinki in Finland. Okay, anyway, the idea is to extract the text from the Wikipedia pages and collect the links from there and make a graph out of that so that we have a person who is represented by his Wikipedia page. We have links which are the sentences that are picked from the pages, and we have the link target as pages. Like in this case, there is an example of two Finnish artists, Adolf von Becker and Sigrid af Forselles, and they both, in their Wikipedia pages, have a mention of a village called Vivi in Switzerland. So, this creates kind of graph where the person is attached to the other page resource through this sentence. And I also picked English Wikipedia. If I take a look at how much Wikipedia pages is available in English as well as in the national languages of InTaVia datasets, you can see that all the datasets are kind of equally represented in that. If we vice versa chose the German pages, there are plenty of Wikipedia pages in APIS as well as in biography.net, but unfortunately the Finnish and the Slovenian pages don't have as many entries. Of course, there were a lot of data pruning and cleaning, like filtering out the kind of links that don't point to any sensible resources. Instead, they point to some disambiguation pages or list of mentioning things or are erroneous, are outdated, or are pointing to pages outside Wikipedia. So, a couple of aims for this analysis was to find out common features of national datasets, as well what are some specific features in each national dataset. I will also represent the portal under construction. It's based on the Sampo UI. You will hear more about that in Heikki Rantala's representation very soon after mine. This portal can visualize the data with charts and maps and data tables and networks. So the created dataset, which was converted to relatively simple RDF schema, contained 13,600 something actors, where more than half of them were from BiographyNet and 3,500 from the Austrian dataset, little bit more than 2,000 from Finnish BiographySampo, and something like 700 from the Slovenian biographies. In general, this is a chart where the number of people is on the y-axis and the number of references is on the x-axis. You can see that most of the pages provide something like from 5 to 10 external links. Of course, there are very well-known national heroes who have pages containing more than 200, maybe 500 references. And the pages that we are referring to, there are 32,000 of those. I have classified those whether this link is pointing to some other people, if it's pointing to geographic location, if it's pointing to some organization. It can be a work of art, it can be a work of literature or music. Okay, data analysis. I will show some results of networks and clusters, as well as some data statistics. First of all, I made a cluster 2D embedding showing some clusters from the dataset, and the national biographies are marked with different colors, so that the darkest, first of all, the Dutch BiographyNet has the largest amount of data in this collection altogether, so it's widely spread around this 2D embedding. The smaller datasets like Finnish BiographySampo seem to have a couple of clusters completely consisting of Finnish data with no or only very few external links. The Slovenian data seem to be plenty of the Slovenian data seem to be in this one cluster, which is, however, relatively closely connected to the Austrian one. I also made a brief look at the co-reference network. That's a network created so that two actors are connected when they are pointing to the same Wikipedia page. Generally, this is a short representation, only 10 minutes, so I'm not going through the details, but anyway, you can see that the most commonly used network centrality measures pick up some also internationally well-known people. You can see like Napoleon, Peter Paul Rubens, Rembrandt, Ludwig van Beethoven, among the actors that have the highest centrality statistics. I used 5 different metrics, like the number of links coming into an actor, number of links coming out of that, page rank, which was originally developed by Google to find out the importance or build the recommending system for Googling web pages. Hits and hubs classify these actors as hubs or authorities based on how much there are links coming in or out of that particular node in the graph. And some more data analysis about the national, what are the differences of our national biographies? Are there some terms that are more represented in other ones? which however have much lower proportion in other national datasets. This is like a fourfold table. You have to read it so that the entries that are in the middle of this diagram, like you have realism and impressionism and naturalism, meaning that those are relatively equally mentioned in BiographyNet, in BiographySampo, in Slovenian and in APIS. But on the other hand, if you get closer to a corner, like the nodes that are in the BiographySampo corner, functionalism, it means that functionalism is more often mentioned in Finnish Wikipedia pages than what it is in the other ones. And like here, art of sculpture and surrealism are more often mentioned in relation to actors in BiographyNet. Okay, choosing these terms of art. Most of these results are in the sections for Dutch or for the Austrian national biographies, and there are only a couple of in the Finnish as well as in the Slovenian sector. Okay, this was another, this time made with music-related entities. So in this case, we get more result nodes also to the Finnish as well as to the Slovenian data. Of course, if these nodes appear directly on the axis, it means that they have even amount of mention in some of the datasets. But anyway, Holy Roman Emperor is somehow very regularly mentioned in Dutch datasets, and some of stuff here like New York Times, there are references to New York Times more often in the Austrian data. Okay, this web portal in Finland, we have made plenty of these web portals based on this Sampo user interface framework. Generally, the idea is to build this upon an RDF or linked data publication and offer different perspectives to observe or research the data. Like in this case, it would be relevant to have one view for the people, one view for the references, and perhaps one for the sentences from where the links are created. And this would be the person perspective. It's like for browsing the data or searching for someone, where you can filter out the results based on someone's name, based on places of activity, based on time, based on other resources that this people is mentioned with. A map application. In the heat map, you can see that the largest hotspot is in Amsterdam. There are 3 other hotspots in the national capitals, like in Helsinki, Vienna, and Ljubljana. This is the center of Amsterdam. You can see that there are so much of these markers, like in every quarter of in downtown Amsterdam, there is some reference to some of the actors in BiographyNet. I suppose the time I'm getting out of the time, so I will skip a couple of these slides and go directly to future work. This was based on the English Wikipedia. Of course, one way to push this forward would be to also extract the same information from the Wikipedia pages in national languages like German, Dutch, Finnish, perhaps also Swedish in case of Finland, and Slovenian. And the Wikipedia Python module also allows to extract links vice versa. Like if there is some place pointing to some actor, we can also get to reverse links and of course to publish the portal. Thank you.